love to us because it's the will. Now, what does that mean? Where the top is to that one. What does that mean? It means we are the walking embodiment of God's favored energy. He, she, it is expressing himself, herself, itself through us on this planet Earth, being able to see what something feels like, smells like, tastes like. What's the rest of them? Taste, smell, hear, see, feel. Okay, all of those sensations. Notice I left out thoughts. Now, God's not interested in your thoughts because your thoughts, all the thoughts that you have been accumulated from a lifetime, and if you could even think a thought, it's so buried down deep it couldn't possibly make it to the surface for you to act on it, and if it did, it would scare you to death because it would require of you to be raw and authentic in your actions, because God, according to the Bible, is no respecter of persons, and so neither would you be. So you would have to be raw and authentic in your actions. Raw. All of your activities are tied to your mother. I always tell you that 18, PSYCHOLOGICAL, journey, connected to your mother. How real and how spontaneous can you be? It is determined by how you have not resolved issues with your mother. Because this is about being spontaneous after this is taken care of. One, and what's that? That is a 23. Maybe I'm going to keep them big this time, Mitzi. 18 and 23, that's a 41. And 1, 42. What you gonna do with the 42? What you gonna do with the 42? 4, 2. If in fact you encounter this number during the run of a day, during the course of paying for a meal, this number indicates that you are being phony. You are engaging in some type of activity that you are not the least bit interested in. And you are trying to fake it. And when you are doing that, you are doing a disservice to whomever you are involved with. I mean, why don't you just get up and leave the company? Because you are absolutely fake. So when you encounter the number 42, I just wanted you to know that. And that would be in addresses as well. So we need to, if you're living at a 42, you need to work on trying to be more authentic and spontaneous. Okay, so that's raw. So what I say, if a thought ever rose to the surface of you, it would scare you to death because it's going to bring so much 42 out of you. I mean, you'd really have to go to the bathroom because you can't imagine all of this truth. See, people want to think that truth is beautiful and lovely and wonderful and spiritual and gallantly, what do I want to say? Just enwrapped in something that's you just wait for it. But that's not necessarily so. Truth in its barest form releases everything in you that is fake. Phony. And despicable. That's supposed to be a LE. Anyway. Okay, so let's see what truth is, Mitzi. We're going to start with ST. So it's a 20. We already know what 20 is. don't we? It's the resurrection, child, mother, father. Okay? So we know we got to come forth from the dead. Lazarus, you stinketh. Come on. Let's get rid of some of those lies you're carrying. Let's get rid of some of those memories you're holding on to so dearly you can't even breathe and crying underneath it. Okay. You got a 20. My goodness. Followed by the 18. The unresolved issues with the mother, the psychological journey. This is truth I'm talking about. So you got to die out to self, be resurrected, work on those issues of your child, mother, and father in you. You got this deal with your mother going on. 21, good gracious, Missy, I'm going to hold out all these numbers. That's the world right there. And then we got another 2. You mean you got to die twice? If you're going to have truth in your life, you got to die twice? It's not good enough just to come cleansed, just to go to the altar and repent of everything you think that you've done for the whole world to hear and see. But anyway, yes, says you got to be born again. A double 20. And then we got an 8 going on there. So let's see. Truth, you're in the world, but you're not of the world, Jesus said. You're in the world, you're a peculiar people. 38. I hope I'm going to add these right. 38 is a 58. 66. Let's see what we're going to get. We're going to get an 87. Oh no. Oh no. Gosh, Paula, you're on television, and now you see what the whole number of truth is going to come up to, and those people know what you've said 15 is. 8 and 7, I'm adding them together. The devil holds the truth. Every bit of the truth you need to know. Everything that you want to possess, everything you want to control, everything you want to influence, everything you want to make people feel guilty for, that's a L-T-Y. Everything that you want to resent, everything, every bit of the bitterness you'll ever have, ever had, ever will have, every bit of your gluttony, every bit of your, let me see, I'm running out of those things that the devil is responsible for bringing this truth to you about. Every bit of the jealousy, Paula. Good gracious, you know that green-eyed monster. Jealousy and bitterness, resentment, guilt, remorse. Yeah, I can teach you some lessons in that too. Let me see, all of those things. The devil himself, if you want to call him a devil, is responsible for teaching you all of that truth. Every bit of it. And you'll learn it, and you'll cling to it, and you'll hold on to it as if it was precious jewels you needed to polish every day. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, because I haven't done it, is pull one of these papers and see how this is relevant. Everything in your life happens for a divine reason. You are a master of divine essence. Nothing happens to you or has ever happened to you where you are cheated, abandoned, abused, lied to, deserted, any of those things. All of it is geared towards bringing you to that place that you're free from the ideas. That's all you got to do is get free of your ideas, because your ideas keep you in a cage. Okay, let me see. Just wheel around, and bring me out one. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we have. Your business is not to speculate, but to experience firsthand. Of course, since I'm running the show, I can interpret that any way I want to. Your business is not to speculate. Speculate. I thought I was looking at it and I thought I had written a T in there, but I did, but it's at the end. Speculate, but to experience. Now, Here's what I say about that. You know what speculation is? This is what something's going to come from something if I do something. But more than that, speculate is, number one, commenting on it. That's what speculate is. Instead of saying whether that cake will be good or will be tasty, will excite your taste buds, bite the doggone thing. Instead of asking how Joe Brown is, go see him, go to his house, knock on the door and see him and ask him yourself. Number two, speculate is this. Both of those activities are, if you want, people talk about sins. Well, if there was such a sin in this life, it would be this and it would be this. Because you don't have a clue as to what it is you're talking about, regardless of anything. Even with first eye accounts of situations that have happened in court, what they saw did not take place. Commenting is the worst thing that you can do, with the idea that what you're saying means anything. Does that mean what I'm saying? It applies to me as well, honey. Gossip. How viciously terrible. The Bible says if you lust in your heart, you've already done it. Well, if you're gossiping about somebody, you have certainly brought harm. Harm in the worst way. 8:1:9. That's at 18. I just broke it down. What's that? That unresolved journey. So where'd you learn how to gossip from? Your mother. Why? Because she was dissatisfied. Okay. Anyway, harm. 13. There's the death right there. This word's full of it. And of course that H is sex, death, money. Harm. These are unresolved issues. Okay. And this is not to say when you resolve these issues with your mother, you're not to elevate her either. You understand? She is a person just like yourself. You've got to be on even keel with her. You put her up there on a pedestal, she cannot pee. She cannot. She's got to come down sometimes. So you cannot elevate her and you cannot debase her. But you must resolve those issues. Okay. The heart of the word harm is a 1. A magician. And the magician, did we start this show with capable? Is capable of many things. Okay. What do we got here? We got a 26 and 13. We got a 39. 12. And this 12 is enlightenment, anger. So we have, what do we got? 13? No, we got a 12. So a 3. Harm. Whew. What a dangerous word. Harm. Because this is creativity. That doesn't look like a C. Creativity gone wrong. Okay? Because the word was 39, which was a 12, which is a 3. And of course we know create. We'll just put that. 3 is, so you are using all of your vital sexual energy, God's divine energy, to create harm, to create confusion, conflict, unrest, And the only reason that you're doing these things, the only reason that you are gossiping is because you're so dissatisfied with yourself. You are so unresolved with yourself, and you are using, remember we were talking about being bored? You're not using that energy to create. The only word that I have not done yet, because this is what every single solitary person that comes into this life is filled with. First of all, we're filled with the mother, father, child. 1, 3, 5, and ends with a mother, child. So we have the ability to create from a male perspective, a female perspective, and a child's perspective. Okay, that's plenty. That is plenty. That is more than enough. All right, talent. We are born with talent. We are born with an enormous amount of beauty. Remember what I said, that this 6 is beauty? It is also art and music, drama. It's all those things I wrote, either on this show or another one. But anyway, it is the heart. But because it is beauty, creates conflict when you're not in tune with it. It's going to create harm in your life and those around you. In fact, I thought I just said that. Maybe not. Okay, so we've got 48, right? 20, 20, 48. And 6, we got a 54. There's that 9 again. 9 is the number of humanity. The number of humanity. Humanity. This is you. Okay? You are filled with God's divine grace, love, perfection. Okay? You're filled with that. But you have got to come down here to realize it. You cannot stay up here in the clouds, if you will, thinking you have an idea about what spirituality is. That it's all this beautiful kind of